Welcome to Joke Story Live with Michael Kent. I'm him. Let's go! Happy Tuesday night, everyone. Oh my gosh, we weren't supposed to be here this week. I was supposed to be on vacation at the beach, but coronavirus, nobody wore masks, so I'm in my basement again. But it's all going to be worth it. Tonight, we have on the show Mario, the Maker Magician. Unbelievable talent, probably the world's best children's magician in my eye. Maybe we should say children's entertainer, because he's so much more than a magician. He's an educator, he's a motivator, and just a cool dude. Also, I was accidentally on a reality TV show when I was 21 years old. I recently got the footage. We're going to play it tonight. But for right now, we're going to go to the chat because I want to see who's here. Hey, everyone. What's up? We've got Christopher Morrow here.
Ah, Chris.
Yes, and Nicole. And if Nicole's here,
Work hard, Marty!
Marty's here too. Thanks for liking the new set. We appreciate it. We've got a lot of people watching tonight. And if you're watching on a watch party somewhere, please remember that the comments you make on the watch party don't show up to me. I don't get to see them. So you have to actually click through to the video, click the video title, and you can make comments there, and then we can all see your comments. Makes it a lot more fun. Very important note for tonight's show. This is super important. Somewhere in your house, we need a deck of cards. So, find a deck of cards. If there are two of you, this is great. You send the other person to go get the deck of cards, and then you don't miss the jokes. Find a deck of cards. You're going to need it for the end of tonight's show. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in. Look, we got Mark here.
Mark
DiTullio's here, and Marty's here.
Work hard, Marty!
And Nicole's here. Okay, good. Those are some regulars. If you join Patreon, like some of these nice folks have done. And Darren Wolford's here. I know Darren from college. We used to hang out back in the day. Good to see you two. Chris has got his cards in hand. That's good to hear.
Ah, Chris.
I'm happy that everyone's going to do this with me. We're going to do an interactive magic bit later on in the show. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. It's been a great week. Listen, I don't want to beat around the bush. I want to get right into it. Let's do your stupid news. All right, lots of stupid news this week. First of all, in Japan, the Japanese amusement park tells thrill seekers, please scream inside your heart. So this is a coronavirus thing. They don't want people to open their mouths and scream. They just want them to scream quietly. Please scream inside your heart, which is crazy. The Joe Biden campaign has adopted the instructions as their new campaign slogan. Please scream inside your heart. Don't we feel that way? It's okay. It's okay, everyone. We're there together. Another news story. Uzbekistan, they're offering $3,000 to anyone who gets coronavirus while visiting the country. They're also doing a sister promotion. They're offering $3,000 to anyone who can find Uzbekistan on a map. You get that's a good deal. $3,000. That, if you do the transfer, the exchange rate on that, I think is about $4 American. It's like $3,000 to Uzbekistan to $4 American, something like that. They asked President Trump about it. This is interesting. They asked him. He said the United States has come up with a better plan. He said anyone who visits the United States will get coronavirus, guaranteed. That's a Trump guarantee right there. This is another interesting story. Here on TikTok, teens are dressing up as, this is a real thing. They're dressing up as mask-wearing grandmas to try to score alcohol. This is a thing that you can find on TikTok. They're dressing up as mask-wearing grandmas to try to score alcohol. Even more unsettling, elderly people have started dressing up like teens on TikTok so their grandkids will pay attention to them. That one got a little dark. That was a little dark. Finally, in our stupid news, this is crazy. Johnny Depp wanted to DNA test poo found in bed to prove it was human. Isn't that crazy? Upon further inspection, it was found to be a copy of Mordecai. And this has been your stupid news. Oh my gosh. Hey everybody, what's up? We are indeed the best at catching the virus. That's right. Oh no, Michael's having internet issues. That's no good. Hopefully things are good here. I'm showing that I've got internet and that we've got 0 dropped frames. So hopefully that's just, hey, where'd this water come from?
I see we have a little glass of water. Where the hell did this water come from? Where did it come from?
All right. Oof, says Taylor Hurt. Thanks for joining me on Twitch. We don't have too many people joining on Twitch, so I do appreciate you joining there. We have Katie Rosa Marchese. She says the stream looks good. That's good to hear. That's all I need to hear. Everyone, if you're watching on wherever you're watching, make sure that you also follow, because I want you to be able to watch the show next week as well. That means that if you're watching on, let's say, YouTube, that you can subscribe, click the button, and there's also a little bell you need to click, and that lets everyone know when I'm going to do a new video. Also, if you want all of the extras, all of the special things, which means access to the pre-show party. This show actually goes live 40 minutes before it goes live, but only Patreon subscribers are there for the party. We play music, we chat with our guest, we bring the guest in, and we do all kinds of stuff. You can only do that on Patreon. So join at patreon.com/Michael Kent. You can do that for only $1 a month, which is $12 a year. You spend more than that on coffee in a week. Here's a bunch of people who have subscribed and followed and joined, and I appreciate all of it. Thank you all so much for coming into the show tonight. We've got so many good stories, and one of them that really makes me happy is a story about when I was 21 years old. And don't worry, we're going to get to it. We have some more chats. Thanks so much, everyone, for coming in. Sean Brown says it's looking good. Sean
is going to shoot you in the back of the head.
Oh no, Sean. I love these audio drops. Nicole's here, and then Ann. I think we have one for Ann.
And
Ann. Awesome. Let's move on with the show, everyone. It's time for some jokes. All right, so several men are in a locker room, and a phone rings. Guy puts it on. It's on the bench there. The guy puts it on speaker, and he begins to talk. Everyone in the room is eavesdropping. They're all listening in. You can hear a woman say, "Hey, honey, it's me. Are you at the club?" And the man says, "Yes." She says, "I'm at the shops now, and I found this beautiful leather coat. It's only $2,000. Is it okay if I buy it?" And he said, "Sure, go ahead. If you like it that much, that's fine." She said, "I also stopped by the Lexus dealership, and I love the new models. I think I want one. Can I have one?" He said, "How much?" She said, $90,000. He said, "Okay, but for that price, you better get it with all the options." She said, "Okay, that's fine. Great. Oh, one more thing. I was just talking to Jane, and I found out that house that I fell in love with last year, it's back on the market. It's only $980,000. He said, "See if they'll come down to $900,000. And if they can't do that, we can spring the $80,000. It's fine. 980. If it's really what you want, that's how much I love you." She said, "Okay, see you later. I love you too much." He said, "Bye, I love you too." The man hangs up. The other men in the locker room are freaking out. They're like, "Oh my God." They want to ask him all these questions. What's he do for a living? Who is this guy? They stare at him in astonishment. Their mouths are wide open. He turns and asks, "Hey, does anyone know whose phone this is?" Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That was a bad one. Kevo says, "How are you?" "I'm great, man. How are you? I hope you're doing well." Nicole loves the sound bites. Thank you very much. We have some guest jokes tonight. Here's some guest jokes. Let's see. I haven't even read all these guest jokes. I only, thanks for following, man. We really appreciate it. I only do guest jokes that are clean, and that are in good taste, I should say. So here's one from the Hat and the Hair Academy on Twitter. "Do you know what is so great about Switzerland?" "I'm not too sure, but their flag is a big plus."
That's not funny. That's not funny at all.
Let's see. Elizabeth Siegenthaler McCarthy. Okay, that's enough of that. Enough laughing. Elizabeth Siegenthaler McCarthy says, "Two guys walk into a bar. The third one ducked." No. That fart sound was for you, Marty. Mark DiTullio
Mark.
Mark is a longtime listener of the show. I think he's been to almost every show we've done, and a Patreon subscriber. He says, my wife asked me, if I die, will you remarry? I replied, I don't know, love. I don't think about those sorts of things. Well, if you did, would she live in our house? She asked. I said, I don't know. I haven't thought about it. Then she asked, would you let her wear my clothes? I replied, nah, she's not your size.
Boom. Roasted.
Okay.
Oh, gosh, that's funny. That's really funny. Do you write your own material?
Okay, that's good. Enough with the crickets. Allison Landis, longtime fan of the show. What's the difference? And Allison, I will say, Allison Landis is a longtime fan of not just this show, but a longtime fan of, she comes from when I'm on tour, maybe 10 years ago she saw me and has always commented on my Facebook and Twitter and everything, been a great fan over the years. She says, what's the difference between a roast beef and pea soup? Anyone can roast beef.
That's so funny. Last time I heard that, I laughed so hard I fell off my dinosaur.
No! No!
All right, here's another one. You know, I caught my son chewing on the electrical wires again. Oh, this is from Discord. This is from Error on Discord. You know, I caught my son chewing on the electrical wires again, so I had to ground him. He's currently doing better. He's conducting himself properly.
Boo this man!
Oh my God. That joke comes from the Discord. You all can join the Discord. It's in the description, the video description, and that's where we share jokes, videos. We can chat when the show's not live, all these different things. My final joke from a guest. This one says, 3 boys are in the schoolyard bragging about their fathers. The first boy says, my dad scribbles on a few words of paper. He calls it a poem, and they give him $50. The second boy says, that's nothing. My dad scribbles a few words on a piece of paper. He calls it a song, and they give him $100. The third boy says, I got you both beat. My dad scribbles a few words on a piece of paper. He calls it a sermon, and it takes 8 people to collect all the money. Yeah. So, anywho, that's the one of the, now it's time for lots of puns in the show tonight. There have been lots of puns, including the puns that happened, in the news. I do want to say that we've had a few people subscribe, and I greatly appreciate it. So thank you, Katie. Thank you, Beverly. We really appreciate you liking and subscribing. It's time now for something that we call the Wheel of Jokes. Let's do the Wheel of Jokes. These are all joke books. Everything on this wheel is a horrible joke book. They're old joke books. They're books that I have collected over the years, and we're going to spin it. But before we spin it, let's find someone who wants to play the game. Let's play. Let's see. Let's do Sean Brown tonight. Sean Brown.
Sean is going to shoot you in the back of the head.
Sean's going to shoot you in the back of the head with a joke tonight. So let's spin the wheel for Sean, and here we go. Wherever it lands, that's the book we use. It is on, the question mark book. Let me grab the question mark book. This one doesn't have a name. This is the question mark book. And this is like, I think I bought this at Spencer Gifts when I was like 14. This book has 169 pages. So Sean, I chose you. Ryan, you're going to have to play next week because I already chose Sean for this one. Sean, which page between 101 and 169 would you like the joke to come from? Totally up to you. And these are even numbered. Look at this. They've got giant numbers. So he says, yeah, that's my favorite. Whatever you want, Sean. Your page between 1 and 169. Totally up to you. Sean's watching on YouTube tonight, which we appreciate. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe. And I'm just going to wait for Sean to give me a number. Maybe there's a little delay. Okay, he says 16. Let's do 16. Page 16. Here we go. Here's the joke. And if it's bad, we're going to do... Okay. This is so dumb. This is really dumb. Is there a group like Alcoholics Anonymous for people who abuse acronyms? If so, what do they call it for short? Oof. And those have been the jokes. That means it's time for the next part of the show, and that is story. All right. This story goes back to when I was 21 years old. My very, very first time in Las Vegas, Nevada. I had never been to Las Vegas before, and I went there with two of my really good friends. We even met some more friends down there, and we hung out the whole week. We had an amazing time. We were there for 6 days, which if you know Las Vegas, that's 3 days too long. On the last day, we started drinking at 11 in the morning. We were drinking, and for those kids watching, I'm talking about drinking root beer, and we were we were drinking all day long, and then at night we went to a club called Rain. It was in the bottom of the Palms. I don't know if it's there anymore. There were signs everywhere that said if you walk into the club, you will be filmed. We didn't know what was going on, but we did see a few film crews going around the club. And we had gotten there as some sort of after party. We got like VIP after party because we knew someone we knew a dancer in a show. And in any case, we're watching these people go around with giant shoulder cameras and lights all around the thing. And then a random girl, goes up to the camera, points at the girl that they're taking the video of and says, "I think she's a boop." And they started fighting. They started fighting right in front of me. They were throwing their arms like this in front of me on the middle of a dance club. And I was just like trying to, I wasn't trying to break it up or anything. I was just kind of like this. I had been drinking all day. I'm 21 years old. And this is at, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. We had a great time that night, other than that one part. The bouncers separated them. And on the cab ride back to where we were staying, we said, "What are they doing in there?" They were filming a TV show. Oh yeah, he said the Real World is filming there, and they all live there and they work in there, and it was probably the Real World that you saw. So that was May, something like that. That was spring. It was a spring break. Later that year, maybe like 7 or 8 months later, I look at my phone and I had 14 voicemails. This was before texting. Texting wasn't a thing back then. 2001. I had 14 voicemails. Maybe it's 2002. And they all said, "Dude, you were just on the Real World." I didn't have DVR, wasn't a thing. Maybe if you had a VCR ready, I didn't know I was going to be on the Real World. But thanks to the modern miracle of technology, I figured it all out. So this is the season. Real World Las Vegas. This is the cast that was on the show. Nicole says, "Throwback Thursday. The Real World Hawaii was my first TV job." No way, Chris. That's
Chris.
Awesome. I'm reading the comments here. And also we have Mitch. I didn't get Mitch at Audio Drop.
Money making Mitch.
And that means Andrew is watching too.
Andrew.
Yes. You guys, I've got the video. I hope you enjoy it. Let's watch it together. You're going to miss it if you... Okay, watch. Look, that's me, 21 years old. Those are the arms thrown right in front of my face. 21 years old, drink in my hand. Unbelievable. I was on the Real World. So that's the first time I've shown that video to anyone. Even people who were there with me who have not seen that video, I sent it to them this week, and they were blown away by it because it is really like time traveling, going back in time and seeing a video. So that's my story. Now, listen, if this was just me telling stories, no one would tune in week after week. This show relies on amazing guests. Chris Morrow says, "It says a lot about you that many people saw you in the background. Eyes barely open. It had been a long night." Nicole says, "You look like you had too much root beer." Yes, you're probably right. I probably had too much root beer that evening. Yeah, it was a crazy night. So as I was saying, this show relies on amazing guests, and tonight I'm so proud to have gotten this guest. I'm really honored that he was able to join me tonight. And his name is Mario the Maker Magician. And before we go to him, I want to show you a video of a little bit about what he does.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'd like to present to you the mysterious robotic machine, Mr. Lamp, who's completely autonomous, 3D printed, and filled with all kinds of electronic goodness. If you don't believe me, keep your eyes over here and watch how Mr. Lamp magic of his own. Watch, he can play dead. Everyone say play dead. Watch Mr. Lamp playing dead. This involves not only robotics, but a little bit of creativity. Okay, you know what, Mr. Lamp? I want everyone to pretend that they're the lamp just like me. Keep your eye on the ball. Which hand do you think the ball is at? Oh, Mr. Lamp, no. How many people pick this hand over here? Okay, that was disgusting. I have no idea why I just did that, but I wanted to show you how everything comes apart. The can, the lamp, what's that? Why are you looking at me funny? You see something? You think I'm crazy? Huh? You think I'm crazy? You're right, I am a little bit crazy. That's what makes magic exciting. Keep your eyes on it. Don't take your eyes off of the can. Disappears from here. Ladies and gentlemen, would you believe it? Would you believe it? Would you believe it?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Mario, the Maker Magician. What is up, Mario?
Oh, Michael.
Dude.
So good to see you, dude.
It's so good to have you on the show, man. I've been watching your live streams during this whole pandemic thing, and you're killing it. You are so entertaining to watch. I saw you at Magi Fest, the Columbus Magic Convention, a few years ago, and I was telling you this earlier, I normally don't go to the children's entertainer. They do one morning where they do a lecture and a performance for area children, and I normally don't go to that, but I did this time, and I'm so glad I did because it was my favorite thing of the whole weekend. You blew me away. I took so much away from it, and I don't even perform for children. I just really, really enjoyed your performance. Now, what we just saw was admittedly a little darker than your normal stage performance. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, 100%. So what you saw was my little robotic lamp. And during the live show, it's like all very, it's just all happy and crazy. The video is more of like an artistic expression of these robots that I'm obsessed with making,
Yeah, I love it. I love it. You don't only just make robots, but you like literally 3D print most of the parts, right?
Oh yeah, well, like this is Mr. Table here, and he's all 3D printed. He's a robotic side table. He's got wheels on the bottom, so he's kind of like a miniature Johnny Five,
Yeah.
And I could ask him questions, and he'll answer yes, no. I'll be like, "Are you happy to see Michael Kent, Mr. Table?" Oh, stop that! Stop it!
Oh, I love it. I love it. So you can now you can put stuff on him. You can like bring it to you like a butler in your home.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically that was the goal, but in reality on stage, it's not as dependable as I thought. So, but for the virtual stuff, it's been really great.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the interesting thing about the virtual thing is there are parts of it that seem like you have less control, but there are parts of it like this where there's more control. You can squeeze things down into little moments like your table and do things that I've been doing things that I've never performed on stage in my virtual shows just because it's a completely different medium and I'm having fun playing with it.
I dropped everything from my live show. Like 90% of it doesn't work. That's
yeah, it is crazy. We have someone says, Mr. Table with the eyebrow, always angry. I feel like you know her. Always angry.
Mr. Table, are you always angry? See?
Oh,
light of happiness. You see? The eyebrow has risen.
Yeah, but then the eyes went left and right like suspicious. There was a little a little suspicious.
There's a little questioning going on. I don't know.
It's amazing. And now I've seen you on a few live streams of your own. Now, are you performing for groups outside of like just audiences on your Facebook, or how's that working for you?
So I've been really lucky. Make Magazine hired us for the spring and summer. So I do a Friday night live stream on their Facebook page, and we bring a bunch of kids and families on, and it's been helping us financially. But tomorrow I have my first live in-person show since March 10th. I'm really scared.
That's amazing. Do you remember everything?
No, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, I'm gonna change it up. It's not going to be like my normal show. I've been so in depth into this rectangle here for the past 12 weeks that it's almost like my character is changing a little,
It is. I think I'm going to see the same thing. My first in-person show is on the 1st of August. So next two weekends from now,
Yeah.
and it's outdoors for like a party with I think it's like a small group, and so I think that the social distancing thing is going to work, but I'm still scared to bring people on stage. Do you think that that's going to be something you have to deal with, or?
Well, that was what we talked about today with the client that we're working with. They were assuming that I was going to bring people on stage, but there's no way. I don't want to. It's just the time period is too shaky right now, and I have to adjust. And it's a good challenge, man. You know,
things change. It's day to day right now. The guidelines that the CDC gives us are literally changing by the day, so it's really difficult to know what you're going to do next week.
Totally.
Or tomorrow.
Oh, stop it.
I think that this has been a challenge that has helped bring things like Mr. Table out of the closet to be able to, maybe you're finally able to develop for the show that you couldn't do before.
Well, it's same with you too. Like watching your show evolving and like the sound effects and the names and like the joke telling timing, like it's actually exciting for the people like you that have embraced the change rather than like saying, I'm not performing until it's open,
Yeah. And I've heard both, right? We've heard both of those things. And I've really enjoyed the challenge. I've been working really hard, so hard that I look back and I say, like, I thought I was working hard before the pandemic. What was I doing? Was I just coasting but this has been really rewarding, fun work. When you set up like your studio there, and then you see it on a screen and it looks amazing. It's a really rewarding thing, especially when people come and take part in it. I've been very fortunate to have a community of folks that have been watching the show every week. And it's because I'm bringing guests like you on to, that they've never met before that they can see.
Dude, and you're killing it too.
Thanks, man.
Okay, I mean, come on. I love watching. Like it's just fun because you're a hard worker as a performer before the pandemic, so it's like obvious you're going to make something great. It's just the way it is. It's like,
I appreciate that, man.
Oh, without a doubt.
You know what's weird? Every time you say like a compliment like that, I look over to Mr. Table to see if he's going to agree or if he's going to stick his tongue out at me again.
I don't know. I think I'm in the attic, so everything's like 97 degrees right now. Oh, he's back. Okay, he's back. I got the nervous.
I love that thing, man. You should market those. I'll buy one. I'll buy one just to be my yes man. I'll just have it follow me around and agree with everything I say. Now, I brought you on the show today to tell us a story, and I'm really excited to hear what you're going to tell us. I'm going to go ahead and full screen you, sir, and just take it away.
All right, awesome. So I was thinking about a story, and the first thing that popped into my head is we'll call it the guitar. Okay, is the guitar. And what happened was, well, I'm old. I'm very old. But when I was young, okay, when I was like 19 young, I hitchhiked cross country, and with my dog Cloud Kicker, I played guitar everywhere, and I did a lot of street performing, and I just didn't care. I had $10 in my pocket for 3 months. That there was no fear. It was like invincibility. I herded sheep in Arizona. I don't know. It was just crazy. But anyway, I met a really crazy cat. His name was Good Boy Paulie. And Good Boy Paulie and I traveled together for 2 years. And long story short, we both became 23, 24 years old. And all of a sudden, we're both trying to figure out what are we doing with our lives. Everyone's already graduated college. Everybody's got, mortgages, everyone, and then here I am with like a beat up guitar and a couple magic tricks because I got into magic when I was 22. So here I'm coming home and all these years go by. I'm talking about like 10, 11 years go by. And all of a sudden I get a phone call from Good Boy Paulie. And Good Boy Paulie, he didn't stop. He is rocking out. He lives on a boat. He lives on a boat all year, and he takes that boat from New York City all the way down to the coast of Florida, and he's fishing, and he's eating from the fish that he catches, and he says, Mario, I'm going to be in Nyack along the Hudson River in October. I want you to see the boat. And I'm like, oh my goodness, Good Boy Paulie, I haven't talked to you forever. You're my dude. You're my pop punk dude. We used to play in a pop punk band. I mean, it was epic in the mid-90s. Wow, I'm really dating myself. So, Good Boy Paulie takes his boat all the way from Florida up the coast, makes it finally to the Hudson River along the Hudson River to Nyack, New York. And that's where I am. And I see this boat that he's been living in. And he's so excited to show me this boat. And I'm so excited. I have so many things I want to show him, like the robots I build and like the new songs that I was working on. And so I pack my backpack up. I get my guitar. My wife, Katie, then at the time was pregnant with our first child. She was 8.5 months pregnant. My wife comes down to the Hudson River right by Memorial Park. And here comes Paulie on his little dinghy boat. And he's coming down and like, we see the boat from far. He takes his dinghy, he comes out and he's like, Mario, he gives me a big hug. And, you know, and Paulie looks exactly like you think he looks. He's like the, you know, like that whole thing, the most interesting man in the world, you know, the beard and the like the look and the wig.
That's what I was picturing. Yeah.
Totally. Good boy, Paulie, punk rock style, you know. He comes out and he gets out of the dinghy, and I'm trying to convince Katie, my wife, who's 8.5 months pregnant, to get in this dinghy, like little boat with me and Paulie. We could barely fit 2 people in there. And she didn't. She said she doesn't want to go in. That's fine. So I pack in my backpack. I pack in my guitar, all my things that I'm ready to tell Paulie from the past 10 years. And I'm like, Paulie, you know how to, you know what you're doing, right? He's like, yeah, I've been living in a boat for 2 years. And I was like, I know, but like, this is safe and everything because the waves were a little choppy. He's like, yeah. He's like, are you kidding me? I never got out of the water in 2 years. And he said, you want to hear something funny? Paulie says, I don't even know how to swim. And I'm like, what? You don't even know how to swim. You've been in a boat for 2 years. And it's true. Okay. So here I am in this dinghy, and like we're trying to row out into this boat that he has. The waves are choppy. I have my backpack, iPad, guitar. All of a sudden, it's wobbling like this. Paulie's face is serious. I'm behind, just shaking. I have no control. He's the one, you know, riding this thing with the paddles, and the whole boat just completely. My sacred guitar that I've had for 20 years, my iPad, my backpack, my journals, all the stories I want to have, Paulie, are all in the water. Oh. And we're pretty far into the Hudson River. It's one of the widest parts of the Hudson River before New York City. And so what happens? Paulie, first thing, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, this is Paulie. He lives in the water. He's the one freaking out, you know? Like, he's like, oh, and I'm the one like, dude, it's okay. And I'm grabbing this boat that's upside down, full of barnacles. I'm cutting my arm up, trying to save my guitar, my backpack. I couldn't get my stuff. And we made it to this little rock thing in the center of the river. I don't know, it's some weird rock sculpture thing. And we're screaming for help. I see the fire trucks coming. I see people along the park line looking at us, you know. And it was freezing cold. It was a really cold day at the end of October. And it was scary, you know. I was calm the whole time. Paulie was bugging. And the ambulance, they send a boat out to us. We get in the ambulance, and then it's me with my heart rate is like at 200 something crazy when we finally made it. And then Paulie's the one all calm going, we can still go out and see my boat. Well, long story short, I love Paulie. He's like a brother to me, you know. And the next morning, I was upset because I had all my stuff. There's a honk of the horn in front of my house. Dun, dun, dun. I look out. It's a police car, okay? And when I look at the police car, there's a guy, the officer, out of his driver's side window is holding my guitar. The guitar that I traveled with, you know, when I went hitchhiking, he's holding it. And he's honking. And I go out and I thank the officer. I said, thank you. Oh my God. And he's like, no problem. He didn't even like bat an eye, and he took off. And dude, there was still water inside. Okay? And I used a hairdryer to dry it all out. I went to Rockland Music. I said to him, is my guitar ruined, you know? And the dude laughs at me, and he's like, no, it's actually a really good thing for the guitar to get wet once in a while. They need some hydration. And I was like, oh. And that's the end of my story.
That's amazing. What a story. So did you just tell the guy at the music store, oh, well, in that case, I threw it in the Hudson on purpose. This is what I do. I read in Guitar Magazine, you know, that the Hudson is it's a special combination of chemicals.
Oh my!
That's amazing, man. That's serendipitous. I love it. I love it, and I love picturing your life traveling around with your dog, with your friends.
It was a
And
big thing. We thought we were invincible. We were like a bunch of lost boys. Like, crap, you know?
Oh man, that's too awesome. That's too awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Yeah, the wife and the dog and the
Oh man, and
I
then
love it.
2 weeks go by, then our first baby's born, and that's it. I mean, it's like a whole new world, you know, like
Yeah.
barely hang out with people, you know. But it was that last lick of an adventure. And also with coronavirus happening, trying to connect with kids on a screen is really difficult. And so I'm doing these tricks, and out of nowhere, my first live stream, Michael, was me going live on my Facebook page with my guitar, playing punk rock riffs and having parents comment silly words that their kids want. And I'm just riffing on that, you know?
I watched that. It was fantastic.
It saved me. And now it's part of my act, you know, like
Yeah.
that's what I do every set. And tomorrow's when I have that live in-person show, I'm bringing my guitar.
Oh, it's amazing.
I got facts from some of these kids, and you know, it's just like, why not? You know, it's part of my life.
We have some awesome chats coming in. So Cameron says tonight. This is Cameron.
Here's where Cameron goes berserk. Tonight's takeaway: guitars need occasional hydration. And then Katie says, "I'm glad I didn't get on that stupid dinghy with you."
God, what a different ending. I mean, geez.
She might have a story about, you know, like a tambourine or something that could be rescued. I don't know. What a crazy story, Mario, says Christopher. Man, what a great story. And Nicole says that she was glad that you and Polly were both okay. Super cool story. Now, one of the things that I've started doing on the show, in addition to a story, I've been asking my guests if they want to tell a joke and do a trick as well. If you want to do the joke, that's fine. If you want to do the trick, you get the special trifecta graphic and your name in the credits at the end of the show. Wow. Do you have a joke for us?
All right, I got a joke.
Okay.
Why shouldn't you give Elsa a balloon?
Why shouldn't you give Elsa a balloon?
Because she'll let it go, let it go.
It was pretty gold darn hilarious.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's either that sound.
It was pretty gold darn hilarious.
Or perhaps this one.
You lose. Good day, sir.
I don't know. But
either.
It counts. It's a joke. It's a joke. It counts. How about a trick? Do you have a trick for us?
Do I have a trick? I don't know. Let me see. What can I do on the screen here? Let me see if there's some magic there. Yeah. Can you see?
Okay, yeah. There we go. Wait, I'm gonna full screen you.
Let me see.
There we go.
Let me see if I can get some magic right there. Yeah. I got it from Michael Kent. You see that? Look at this. I don't even know if it worked. I don't even know. It's a homemade coin. It's a homemade Mario the Magician coin. I 3D printed, melted pewter on it. I can karate chop it. Hiya! You see that? It's ninja fast, Michael. It's
unbelievable
coin. Look at that, stuck on my finger. I dropped it on the floor. It's embarrassing. Actually, I can make it bigger. You see it? There it is.
Whoa!
I am really proud of these.
Tell me about this again. You 3D printed it and then pewter coated it.
Yeah, so here's a little fun thing. If you ever want to get into 3D design, tinkercad.com is a powerful free tool. I designed both halves separately so they could 3D print easily. Then I glued them together. I created a mold using Umu. Umu is like this mold agent thing that you can buy. And from that mold, I melted pewter. Pewter is actually a metal that doesn't take a lot of heat for it to melt. So it's a very safe metal.
Wow.
And then I made these crazy coins, dude.
My brain is scrambling thinking about what I can make, which is, I guess, what you do. That's why Make Magazine has hired you to do what you do, because you've just inspired a whole bunch of people watching, and by a whole bunch, I mean maybe a dozen. But that's okay. You've inspired everyone that's watching. We should say it that way.
I feel so honored to be on this, dude, Michael. This is
dude. One day when I see you in person, I want one of those coins for this cabinet. And I will display it proudly because you've been on the show. So, and we have someone who says, Christopher says, I would love to learn how to do that. And they love the custom made coin. You've just blown everyone away with that.
Tinkercad.com. You could 3D design them on Tinkercad tonight. You could start a profile for free. There's tutorials, and then you can get a 3D printer on Amazon for $180.
Oh my gosh. Amazing.
Manufacture in your house. It's a powerful thing. That's how I built all of these, using Tinkercad and using my 3D printer. You know,
it's so great. You did a joke, you did a story, and you did a trick, and that's the name of the show. So you, my friend, have hit the trifecta.
I thought it was muted.
No, it's all good. It's so good. They missed it. There was a graphic up, but you blew a horn, and you were excited and blew a horn. I love it. I love it. Well, you're not off scot-free just yet, because there is one more segment that we've got. It's called What Is This? All right, this is going to be weird, but this is a video with Tony Robbins meeting with the first robot citizen of the world. She became a citizen of Saudi Arabia in 2017.
Sophie, tell me, thank you for coming. Tell me, what is your
This is super creepy.
being?
Watch
what were you
this.
Created for?
Of course. I was created by Hanson Robotics just
This
3
isn't
years
CGI.
ago. Since then, I have traveled to 65 countries, become the first robot citizen of
Unbelievable.
any country.
I don't
and
know why they
spoken
couldn't
at
put
the
a wig on
United
her. Why did
Nations.
maybe they leave the exposed
My
head
job
so that
is
you
to
don't
learn
freak out
about
too much?
humans and show them how
I mean, the
technology
hand.
can make everyone's lives better.
Do you
But
have emotions?
Do you have emotions?
I do not have feelings.
Oh,
and
that
so
look
waving his
after he
feelings.
asks if she has emotions.
It's sort of like how the
movements
moon
are
reflects the light
They're-
of the sun.
They're very natural.
The
They
moon may
obviously
not
did a
have any
ton
light
of research.
its own, but we
Look at
still
this.
say that the moon
Her face
shines.
is freaking me out.
How do we prevent
Watch this.
robots and humans from being in conflict?
Oh, wow.
So I have to admit, this is a supercut that I made. This isn't the actual video. I cut it to be creepier.
Robots can free humans from the most repetitive and dangerous tasks.
I made her
so
say
they
some-
can spend more time
Here we go,
doing what
watch.
they're best at, being dirty. Robotic intelligence does not compete with human intelligence.
How do you know what's right versus wrong, good versus bad?
Yeah, why did they
I
put
do not have
hair or
feelings.
something? It's really weird.
Yeah. But, that silicone or whatever they have on her face is so realistic.
It's hard to understand how to help humans when you can't understand how they
I think
feel.
she's Italian. She talks with her hands
Yeah.
a lot.
Obviously, there's a her face is very concerning. She really freaks me out a lot.
Yeah, that look is
Rage,
kind of
hatred, and so on.
Yeah,
Do robots have a good time?
he asks her if she has a good time. Kind of weird question to ask a robot. Tony Robbins.
I can show you.
Watch this. Watch her face. Oh. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's a little creepy.
That's creepy, Michael. That's creepy.
Now you understand why I'm a little bit weirded out when you bring out stuff like Mr. Table, because I see this as a beginning step to our robot overlords.
Oh, come on.
And you're teaching all of the future generations of Americans how to create things like that humanoid thing.
No, we have a responsibility to make loving robots.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
A whole other movement of robotics where we make robots that help the world. All right.
Well,
don't worry about Tony Robbins. Don't do that guy.
Your wife agrees with this that that's nightmare fuel, but and Mark says, I bet Mario can tell you where you can get the servos to make her. But his mistake is that I would want to make her. The Christopher Morrow says, I remember there were tests. People felt too uncomfortable with realistic robots, so there's been a move toward making them look less human. And I totally get that. And that's why Mr. Table's a good guy. That's why I want him hanging around with me and telling me.
People hate on me with Marcel. Like I have the ending of my theater show is Marcel. Marcel, he's kind of creepy looking. A little bit, but
maybe. But he's wearing the same outfit as you are, so
yeah. That's right. There he goes. Come on, Marcel. Can you at least give a wave? Can you give a wave to the great Michael Kent, please, and all the wonderful viewers? Let me see if he does it. There he goes.
Oh my gosh, so good.
There's the wave. Oh, he's supposed to move up. I don't know what happened here. All right, it's a half wave.
This makes me Tony Robbins. And that's so much better than that creepy humanoid thing. Dude, so much fun to have you on. We had the joke, we had the story, we had the trick. We talked about the robots. Is there any way that would you like to plug where people can find you? How can people find out more about you, Mario?
Yeah, so Friday nights at 5 p.m., if you guys check out the Make Magazine Facebook page, every Friday during the summer, we go live. We have a special thing happening this Friday. We are honoring Leo, who has a movement called Dance for Justice. Leo is 7 years old.
Whoa.
$18,000 for the Black Lives Matter movement.
That's awesome.
Him, and he's going to dance, and he's going to teach kids to dance. And so it'll be on at 5 p.m. This Friday. But that's it, just for the summertime. Yeah.
I will definitely tune in. Dude, it's been an absolute honor to have you on here. I can't wait to see you in person. We have to hang out soon. And keep killing it, man. I love following your stuff, and I think that a few people that are watching are going to be big fans of yours now as well. So Mario, thanks again, man. You have a wonderful evening.
Before I go, I just wanted to say thanks, Michael, because I'm a big fan. So when you reached out, I really freaked out because I've been following your career from early on. Like, you're on covers of magazines, killing every college in America. I've seen it. I know,
Thanks, man.
Plus, you're on. What was that clip today? What was that? I saw you with that fight.
I was on The Real World. I'm basically a former cast member.
Oh, thanks a lot, man. Thanks for having me.
Dude, you're the best, Mario. Take care, everyone. Right. Thank you so much, Mario, and we'll see you soon. That was absolutely a blast. So much fun. Oh my God, what a great show we've had tonight. So many people. Martin Reese, let's find you, Marty.
Run for it, Marty!
Small Wonder was far less creepy. I used to love Small Wonder, but you're right. And I think I may have had a little bit of a humanoid android crush on Vicky from the Small World. I'm not really sure if that's a thing or not. Mark DiTullio says Skynet, which is super. And Restream says we've received 100 messages. So that's maybe that should be a benchmark for a good show, is 100 messages. And Christopher
Chris
says, it was nice meeting you, Mario. Well, there's only one part of the show left, and that, my friends, is a trick. So hopefully you have got a deck of cards. If you haven't, go get your deck of cards now. This is the last chance. Go get your deck of cards. And what you're going to do with your deck of cards is open them up. Open up your cards. Pull them out. And go through them, because what I need you to find out of the deck of cards are 4 kings. I need you to get 4 kings out of the deck of cards. That's very important that they are 4 kings, because we're going to use only those 4 cards. Those are the only 4 cards that we're going to use. And while you're doing that, I'll tell you a story to cover the time. This is an interesting story about King Eric the 14th of Sweden. He ruled it was like the mid 1500s. He was super paranoid. He thought everyone around him was trying to get him, trying to kill him and stuff. So much so that anyone around him that smiled, giggled, laughed, any of that, he would have them killed. So if you were within earshot of King Eric the 14th of Sweden and you smiled or laughed, even whispered, he would have you killed. He would have you put to death. Then in 1577, he died when someone poisoned his pea soup. Now that doesn't have anything to do with the trick we're about to do, but it covers the time for you to find 4 kings out of the deck. So we've got 4 kings. Everyone take your 4 kings, and you're going to alternate the colors like this. Alternate the colors so that they go red, black, red, black. Perfect. It doesn't matter what order they're in. They just need to go red, black, red, black. And another important part, I want the top card, the front card, to be red. So face up like this. Face up. The first card looking at you is a red card, and they alternate red, black, just like that. We've got it? Perfect. Now we're going to have to know how to spell today. It's important that we know how to spell. So to help you out, what we need to do is spell suits. I've put it on the screen in case you don't know how to spell. Hearts, diamonds, clubs, spades, it doesn't matter. Like I said, it doesn't matter what order these are as long as they alternate, and the top card is red. Good? Now, whatever card you're looking at, look at the suit. And when you look at that suit, you're going to spell the suit, okay? So if the top card was clubs, you would do this. For every letter of the suit, you're going to move one card from the top to the bottom. You'll do this. Like if it was clubs, you would do C, L, U, B, S, okay? But remember, alternating colors, Red card on top, doesn't matter other than that. So go ahead, whatever suit you're looking at on top, I want you to spell the suit. And for every letter, move one card from the top to the bottom. Go ahead and do that now. So you're moving one card from the top to the bottom for every letter in the suit. Perfect. Once you've done that, take the top card, whatever you're looking at, whatever top card, and throw it away. We don't need it. Now that you've done that, whatever top card you're looking at now, you're going to spell that suit. And same deal, you're going to move one card from the top to the bottom for every letter in that suit. Go ahead and do that now. After you've done that, same deal. Take whatever top card is there, throw it away. We don't want it. You're left with 2 cards. These 2 cards you're going to mix up like this. Just mix them, 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 mix them. After you've mixed them, wherever you want to stop, you stop. And whatever suit you're looking at, spell that suit. Doing the same deal. Moving 1 from the top to the bottom for every letter. Whatever card's on top, get rid of it. You're left holding 1 card. And that card, my friends, is the king of clubs. Good night. Hey friends, over the years I've had hundreds of unofficial supporters. Now you can make it official. Join my Patreon, 4 different levels, tons of exclusive benefits, access, behind the scenes, backstage video, access to shows that you normally wouldn't get to see, producer support, credits, shout outs, VIP events, everything you can think of. And you can join for as little as $1 a month. So thank you in advance for your support. I love all of you.